A little phoned in today. The way we're doing this with a low budget video feed. Do apologize for that. But the fight of the week obviously was Vergil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. It was an exciting matchup for all the reasons. All the smart people who come to this channel who are highly intelligent because this is a novelty and a niche boxing channel understand why it was consequential. Erickson Lubin, really good up and comer, was one of the top amateur fighters. Ran into some adversity, got stopped in a couple of fights, rebuilt himself, got a win over Jesus Ramos that I think a lot of people felt was controversial, right? But he still was making a run towards the top of the division, and it was exciting to see what he could do. And then enter Vergil Ortiz, who's on a type of run that puts you in the pound for pound list. He's beaten Sergey Boachuk in a very close fight. Then he beats Israel Madrimov, a very good contender, former champion, and now he beats Erickson Lubin, a former prospect who had the same ambitions as Vergil Ortiz as a young fighter, and now Ortiz kind of shut the door on that chapter to a certain extent. On Lubin, Lubin now has to reemerge as a different type of fighter, as a guy who can resurrect his career because now he's taken three difficult stoppage losses. So if he were to become a champion, it would be a different career arc than many envisioned, including myself, when he turned pro, where he was one of the top amateurs in the country along with Shakur Stevenson. No one envisioned this type of career. What we saw was Vergil Ortiz is one of these special pressure fighters. There's more to what he's doing than meets the eye. People want to say, okay, it's just pressure, it's just pressure. Just pressure alone doesn't do this to Erickson Lubin. He got Lubin on the ropes, got him trapped, got working, was patient, and then when he landed his shots, Lubin was outstanding. Not outstanding as in his performance, he was out cold, standing on his feet for clarity. And that left Lubin kind of helpless. The referee steps in, stops the fight, good stoppage. And then we get to the meat and potatoes, which is we all want to see the contrasting styles of Vergil Ortiz and Drawn Boots Ennis. I've kind of wanted to see this fight since 2018, 2019. And you kind of heard people, there's a lot of people like, it's not the right time, it's not the right time. In boxing, if you don't make the fights, it's never the right time. And at that time, it was like they were the two most interesting prospects. Make the fight, revisit it later. Now we're at a point where who knows if it's the right time, but it just has to happen in the sense that Crawford's going to be out of the sport soon. Usyk's going to be out of the sport. Betterby's going to be out of the sport. Canelo Alvarez is going to be out of the sport. We need new faces. And this is the type of fight that the winner of the fight becomes a face of boxing, because you have Ennis, who's a boxer puncher. He's incredible at boxing, but he's also a knockout artist. He has resemblance to Roy Jones Jr. And Vergil Ortiz is a generational pressure fighter. So you have two different styles, two different approaches to the fight, two different fan bases. It's a huge, huge fight. So hopefully we can get this fight because it's the fight I think everyone wants to see. And it's such a good fight that on any given day, you could talk yourself into any scenario happening. You could say, okay, Ennis wins this fight. Then the next day you go, Ortiz wins this fight. Okay, it's a draw. Okay, it's a decision win for this guy. Okay, it's a decision win. I think the matter of the fact is these are two of the best guys who have always been on the come up, who we, even when they beat good fighters, they make it look kind of easy with some exception. They both had off nights. Karen Chudinoff for Ennis and Vergil Ortiz. It was Sarai Boachuk. They won those fights, but there's been some questions, kind of like Janabek with Denzel Bentley. But when they face each other, now we get to know, okay, this is the guy, right? And that's compelling. So it's really rare that this reminded me actually of when Lucas Matisse fought Lamont Peterson. The fight with Matisse and Peterson was actually a good fight, but the real story was after the fight, Matisse stopped Peterson, and it led to the Danny Garcia fight. And the story was Matisse versus Garcia. This fight, I think in hindsight, is going to be a lot like that, where Ortiz stopped Lubin, but the story was him and Boots got in the ring and got it on. They agreed to the fight. And now we hope we get to see